Hey everyone, as you know, if you've been reading my blog posts for this month, I've taken a little bit of a different approach to the theme. Instead of focusing on professional development and leadership areas, this month I focused more on the physical aspects of our bodies and health and fitness in particular. There's just so much research coming out nowadays around the fact that a sedentary lifestyle without getting exercise and moving our bodies is so detrimental in so many areas. And so it's important to find the time. All of us are busy, our schedules are filled, and we've got all kinds of priorities, but there's always room. If we learn the time management skills and just create the time, make it a priority to get out and get your body moving and exercise. In many ways, exercise is really counterintuitive because when we finish a day's work and we get home, what our minds tell us we need is to just relax and sit on the couch and watch TV for the evening, and that will give us energy, revitalize us. But in many ways, it's the other way around. Very much counterintuitive in that by forcing yourself to get out and get your blood pumping, we actually create energy in terms of feeling more revitalized and energetic after the exercise. And I've had certain periods in my life where really I have neglected getting exercise, and I felt very lethargic and hardly had any energy at all. And so it's a key aspect to focus on in our lives. Making sure we find the time to get out and be physically active. And if you read my blog post this month, focused on a few different areas of really our physical health in terms of strength training, cardiovascular activity, and flexibility. Flexibility in particular is one I've had challenges with, and that I'm not, I would say, naturally flexible, or at least I've grown to be fairly inflexible in terms of my muscles and joints and so on. And so it's an area I've had to really focus on. For me, what I've found to be one of the most important things to do is to sign up for either races or endurance activities, because otherwise there's always something else that gets in the way. There's always another priority, and it's difficult to just be that self-motivated, to just force yourself to go out and exercise. Of course, it isn't a necessity that we are active and exercise outdoors. A lot of people really enjoy making the time to go to the gym and exercise indoors, which of course you can do all year round. For me, I just find it a little bit confining, and there's just not a lot of excitement for me, lifting weights all day. There's a social aspect to it, which I do enjoy, but I find it's a lot easier when I'm able to get outdoors, because I just enjoy the tranquility of the outdoors as much. One of the most common excuses I've heard for not being active, not getting exercise, is my body is just not meant for exercise. I'm going to cause injury. I'm going to, it's painful for me. And I can relate to this. I've had a lot of injuries in my life. I've had patellofemoral syndrome and different problems with plantar fasciitis and metatarsalgia, my left foot. I've had Achilles tendon injuries in both tendons. And so there have been times when really I've hardly been able to go down a set of stairs when I was suffering from the patellofemoral syndrome. But what I've found is that by slowly introducing exercise back into my regime, and I mean very slowly, at times when I've had injuries, I've started with maybe a run of a few hundred meters, and then I'll push it to 1 kilometer. The human body adapts And we're able to heal that much quicker, actually, I've found, by slowly introducing our bodies back to the activity. And that's exactly what I did this year in getting back into running. My first run was about 1 kilometer. We went to 3 kilometers, 5, and then 8 kilometers. Now I'm up to 12 kilometers. And really with minimal pain, minimal discomfort, because my body's been able to adapt to the new stress. And I feel great. In terms of maintaining flexibility, I'm a real advocate for stretching, particularly after a vigorous exercise. I do some light stretching before I go out for a run, but at that point your muscles are so cold that, for one, you're prone to injury, and I found very little benefit. But afterwards, when your muscles are warm, that's a perfect time to make sure you stretch, because often we don't want to, but I found the next day, if I don't, I'm so stiff I'm hardly able to move. And so I try to create the time, and I have a stretching routine. It's a fairly simple one, but it works for me. I've also at times in my life done yoga, and it's quite a time commitment, so that's why I don't do it frequently, or as frequently as I'd like to, but I have found it to be very beneficial as well. Not only for the flexibility, of course, of my body, but it's an activity that allows us to quiet our minds. And if you followed some of my other blogs or see some of my programs, I talk a lot about this mental noise and these mental movies that we continually run through our minds. And so we're not allowing our minds to be quiet. We also have to realize just how interconnected our physical health is with our mental and emotional well-being. And if we neglect one, it affects the other. In terms of strength training, I'll admit that I don't spend a lot of the time in the gym lifting weights. It's just not for me. I think it seems more counterproductive, although I know there's a lot of strength benefits coming from it, but I'm just not able to force myself to do it, or I don't want to enough, I guess, because I found other ways. I found either stacking, cutting wood, doing things around the house, just getting out into the wilderness actually has about the same benefit, and I just enjoy those activities that much more. So I just keep active, I guess, is the key. This doesn't look like that steep a hill, but it sure feels like it. At least it's a long one. Just about to head to the start line for the 2018 Raid Pulse. Just getting ready to hit the trees, I guess. Yeah. Just finishing the first bushwhacking section. Had to wade across the deep marsh, so shoes are a little wet, but we're not in bad shape overall. There's Adam up there leading the pack. Our pack anyway. Hard to know where everyone else is. More uphill, yay. Getting a little less desirable through here. We're in the mud puddles. Oh. Really sticky mud too. My legs are starting to hurt. Bit of a treacherous downhill here. Oh, We're climbing up to the summit of this high hill, and it's a little tough. It's pretty steep going up here. We got a camera crew up here. Nice bearing. That kind of compass bearing, the bush. For one of the advanced checkpoints. There's quite a few kilometers through the bush. We're just skirting this super high hill. I'm looking for a checkpoint, which is a lake somewhere here. They just sent us down this humongous hill. We got a checkpoint that was down there on a boulder. Now we get to go back up. Almost done the trekking section though, which is good because that was hard on the knees. Heading down there. Getting a little bit tired. Out on the canoe. Almost the last thing of the adventure race. Back there. That's where we're heading, up there. Arrived at one of our checkpoints here. How are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
What number? I can't see it. 224.
Just got the last checkpoint. The bike.
2 kilometers.
2 kilometers left. Oh, we've been racing for 8 hours straight. These poor legs are done for. Adam still looks fresh as a daisy. Ready for round 2. Oh, we call this fun. 8 hours and about 8 minutes. Why am I glad to see that finish line? Ah, that was a long race. 2018, 8 hour
Way to go!
relay. Enjoying the epic 8-hour race hosted by Chico Racing. Great course. Thank you. Can I get by you there? Can I get by on your left? Thank you. Thank you. This is my cheering squad.
Great time, 29 minutes, 20 seconds, and Bazango.
Just had a pretty good lap. Tough going this early in the year though. It's a lot of fun. Get the heart up. The last 2 kilometers, mostly uphill. It was a great race though.